Hey guys, welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming. I'm the INSANEBRIT, and this is this week's News Friday, where I talk about all the week's gaming news, gaming topics. There's a shit ton of news to talk about, etc. So I don't know how I'm not going to be able to get through every single game. Because there probably won't be enough time, of course, in these videos. I've done about 20-minute sessions before, or half an hour, whatever. But at the same time, I don't want to have to go through every single individual game, because I'm not interested in every single game, and I hope you guys understand that to a point. But let's address the elephant in the room. Oh, we will actually. Give me 1 second. There is a fan page on Instagram that somebody set up, and that will be in the description below if you're interested in following me or that particular fan group on Instagram. So I'll leave that in the link in the description below. But anyway, yeah, the elephant in the room. So we jump straight to Xbox. Their press conference was pretty solid in many ways, but I want to talk about the new Xbox coming out, or Xbox Scorpio, which has been called the Xbox One X. Don't really like the name, or at least at first I didn't. It's kind of grown on me a little bit, but at the same time, could have come up with something a little bit imaginative, I would like to think. Xbox One X, I don't know. Anyway, it will come out in November, I believe, 2017, priced at $500 in the USA, and if you're in the UK, $450. The specs are 6 teraflops GPU clocked at 1.172 gigahertz, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory, and 326 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. It's smaller than all the other Xboxes, and it plays true 4K. Also has a 4K Blu-ray playback, so it's a Blu-ray player essentially for 4K. That's pretty cool. Plus, it will make all the 1080p your 1080p games on a standard TV or 1080p TV like I've got better as well. Plus, they have included the original backlog of Xbox games to the gaming library. And then they came out in their press conference, had a shitload of games, etc., etc. How many of them are exclusives? I'm unsure. State of Decay and one or two others off the top of my head. I can't really think right now because, like I said, there were so many. But I got to be honest with you, a couple of things here. The price is a little bit expensive, but even if I put that to one side, I kind of feel a little bit betrayed, but I kind of knew this was going to happen, because I said to myself, is it worth getting the Xbox One S? But I wanted it now, I couldn't be bothered to wait. And I kind of feel that this is the press conference they should have had in the beginning when the Xbox first hit, the Xbox One. This is the level of standard that they should have came out with and really brought it to the table. And they've really upped their game this year, especially with the Xbox One original Xbox games coming out, and you know, the amount of power in this actual console to really rev it up. And I actually believe that they've rendered the Xbox One S useless, irrelevant. Yes, there's different price points. You can buy one for 200 or 100, whatever it was, and now you can buy the Xbox One S for 250, but then you can get this higher end one. I don't see the point. They might as well stop making the original Xbox One and then not even bothering with yes really, and then just making this one now. If you're an Xbox One fan and you have the original one, is it worth upgrading to this? Well, yes, if you've got a 4K television. I don't know. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, I've got a PlayStation 4, and I already want to upgrade to the PS4 Pro. It needs updating, to be honest with you. It's been out there 3 or 4 years I've had it now. So I kind of want to upgrade that as well. But yeah, so the Xbox for me, I'm kind of disappointed in terms of I've bought the Xbox One S now. Maybe I could trade it in and buy the new one. I don't know if it's really worth it though. At the same time, at £450, I don't know. Hit and miss on that, because I only play certain games on it anyway. Alright, but there's a ton of games though I want to talk about, especially Life is Strange. That is also coming out as well. Unfortunately, it is not a full game. It is just 3 episodes of when I believe Rachel disappears, or before that, when her and Chloe was friends, and then Max wasn't in the picture at all. You know, this is beforehand, and then I suppose she goes missing, etc. So you're getting a totally different perspective of Chloe in the actual universe of Life is Strange. I was hoping they was going to go for new characters, or when they're grown up, etc., etc. But having said that, in this new story, which is only 3 episodes long, which is unfortunate, you know, because Max Caulfield ain't there anymore, I think the taking of time back and forwards of changing your decisions and whatever, they ain't going to be able to do that anymore, are they? Chloe didn't have the ability. Rachel didn't have the ability. It was only Max Caulfield that had that ability, and that was a major point of the game, where you could rewind time, change your decision making, etc., etc. I personally didn't do too much of that. I just stuck with, you know, the playthrough of how I went with, you know what I mean? I didn't really change time unless I was forced to via the game to get something right. But yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed. It's only 3 episodes long in that respect. How long has this video gone on for, guys? About 5 minutes. I'm gonna just check and in a minute actually, and give you a whole list of games that I'm kind of interested in. Android, by the way, is coming out, a new IP from BioWare. That looks absolutely incredible. It almost looks like the Maze Runner. If you ain't seen that movie, it's on Netflix, where there's a giant wall and there's monsters and things outside you got to protect yourself from. It looks like a whole new. It looks like Planet Earth, I suspect. And there's a massive wall surrounding you, and you're protected. And there's all kinds of monsters and creatures outside. It looks fascinating, and I cannot wait to get into that or see more of that particular game as well. Monster Hunter is out, I believe that's for the Xbox, but apparently I've been told there's no story to it, apparently. On the premise, they might have a story, I don't know, but apparently you just go around hunting monsters, dinosaurs or something. It looks like semi-dinosaurs to me anyway. You go and you kill them, and then you go back, gain XP, you resupply, you go back out and you hunt and kill, and it just works that way. There's no real story to it, which I find, if that is true, kind of disappointing. But it does look good. But at the same time, it's like grindy, apparently I've been told, which is kind of disappointing in that aspect of it. I mean, I don't mind so much if it has a story, but if it hasn't got a story and it's just that, then I don't know how interested I'm going to be in that particular game. I know a lot of people have been waiting a very, very long time for that game. Alright guys, I'm going to cut this off and I'm going to go and see a list of games that I'm going to be interested in, and I'm going to run them down with you. Well, actually, no, maybe I should just do it here. Maybe I won't even cut the camera off. What's the point? Wolfenstein 2, the Colossal Reveal trailer. I did play the original Wolfenstein. Well, the one that came out on, well, just recently actually. My friend borrowed me. That was really good when the Nazis took over, etc. I'll probably be playing that, doing a playthrough of it. Call of Duty World War II 83. That looked amazing as well. Did enjoy that. That trailer or whatever. Again, I will be picking that up as well at some point. Star Wars Battlefront. Now, this is a game I'm definitely interested in, especially now that it has a story. And apparently they're saying that all the DLC will be free. They say that, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, that's fantastic. It's got a story, DLC's free, it's got online, as long as I've got my PlayStation Plus, I bought the game, fair play. But apparently it has microtransactions in it. I knew they'd fucking get you somewhere. I don't know how big or bad or how relevant these microtransactions are going to be. Maybe they're just skins, maybe they're just updated skin for a weapon, I don't know, or character models, I have no idea. Probably some bollocks thing to entice you into spending your money. God of War 3 trailer looked epic as well. A game I wasn't really interested in, but it was a big part of Sony's press conference. About 5 or 10 minutes of it, his son's there. When he had a son, he's like the dad of war, they're calling him now. It's a meme going around, I think. I loved the ending part of the trailer where his son could actually speak to the giant snake. The snake looked fucking epic. I thought he was going to have to take it on and cut its head off or whatever, but apparently the snake was going to help them. The ending part of the trailer, that looks fascinating to me. So the son's got a role as well to play in the actual story. He ain't just like you're not just babysitting him, which I think is a good dynamic. He's not too much, he's just a kid, but he's not a baby where you are actually just fucking running around and he can't do jack shit. At least I hope there's more to him than that, and we seem to have seen a bit of that with him being able to speak to the snake. Evil Within 2 was announced. I haven't played the first one. I did watch the playthrough. Somebody played it on YouTube and I watched it. That looked pretty interesting as well. But again, I'm not very much into horror as much. Metro Exodus Reveal. Now, the original Metro was pretty good. I did have it on the PS3, but I never got around to playing it. And then, you know, PS4 came out and I played I just didn't go back to it, etc. And I can't record the PS3 anyway. So I never really got to play it, and my PlayStation now is unplugged or whatever. But it looked fantastic with a post-apocalyptic world still, and a bear that was like oh man, it was massive, and it came after the guy and knocked him over a cliff or something. That was pretty cool. Shadow of Colossus on the PS4 reveal is actually it's the original Shadow of Colossus, but it's been remade from the ground up, which is good. Apparently I heard it's very, very hard to play. I don't know too much about it. I know it's like a legendary game where everyone loves it and wants to play it. I don't know, but it looks interesting, but again, I need to see more of the gameplay in itself to see what it's actually all about. They did have VR there. I'm not really going to speak too much about VR, A, because I can't play it, and B, I just don't care for it enough. I'm not too sure how successful it's going to be or not, or how, or it might be very successful, but I'm not really interested in it. I'm not even saving up to buy anything for it, or whatever. I don't think there's enough on it, or it just don't interest me at this particular point in time. It's just the way it is for me. It feels too gimmicky. Everything feels too gimmicky with things like that. Having said that, I don't know, it's just not something that particularly interests me. Sea of Thieves is coming as well for the Xbox with pirate games. I mean, lots of pirate games, by the way, but with pirates. It seems kind of simplistic, but fun at the same time. You jump off a ship, get treasure, and then put it back on your ship, and then, other players try to take it from you. I don't know if that's just a multiplayer game or a story-based game as well. State of Decay looks like another zombie affair, which is interesting, but again, I haven't played too many zombie games other than The Walking Dead. I'm just not a huge fan of zombies, and there's tons of zombie games out there, from Resident Evil, then you've got Dead Rising, then you've got that other zombie game as well coming out. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I'll see it when I go down this list, actually. Days Gone, sorry. So that's 2 zombie games, Days Gone, and State of Decay. Both look very, very interesting and good to the quality, but whether I'll be playing them is a different story. It is what it is. I'm just not a huge zombie person. What else we got? Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I loved Uncharted. I've played it recently. I did love it, but at the same time, I feel like it should have been more or less DLC, pretty much like Life is Strange game that's come out for episodes. Should have been DLC. If it's only £25 now on Amazon, so it's not even. I don't know if it's going to be a full game. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I might play it, but at the same time, I'm not paying anywhere major money for it. I'll wait for that to drop in price. But like I said, it's about £30 anyway when it comes out, so I don't know. But it's something I'll be playing just because it's Uncharted. I don't know where the story goes, if it's his daughter who's actually the main character or whatever. I have no idea. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Destiny, there was a bit of Destiny. I definitely want to play Destiny 2. I've panned it for like a year or two and hated it, but I definitely want to see it now. It's got a story, supposedly. Didn't have too much of Destiny 2, but we did see a press conference before this. It looked epic anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Detroit Become Human definitely looked interesting as well. Apparently the humans have been made into mannequins or something, and then they get set free by other people, and some rebels or whatever, and then the cops come, and that looked really interesting. I'm not too sure. Other than that, just like what the actual gameplay itself is going to be like. Actually, it looked like what's that game called? Looked like Division. You like an open world, and then you pick choices to make, and you can hide here, go there, run, shoot back, whatever. So I don't know. Those are choices that they give you in the trailer that I saw, but I don't know about gunplay and all that. You know what I mean? How that's really going to work out. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm not going to speak too much about Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. They both look epic. I'm not even going to deny that, and I definitely will be doing a playthrough of them. Skull and Bones cinematic trailer actually is here for E3. That did look interesting. Fantastic graphics. Another pirate game. It basically looked like you were playing Pirates of the Caribbean. In stunning detail and very interesting. A female captain in the actual trailer looked brilliant, so I definitely want to check that out. I hope to God that's a story-based game. If it got multiplayer, that's fine, but that looked definitely like there's a lot of pirate games out, and it seems to have all originated from Black Flag, and they've really pushed on with this generation or this E3 with a lot of piratey games because people are generally interested in. That was from Ubisoft as well. They've taken that same concept of battles on the ships from Assassin's Creed and they've brought it into they've brought it into a whole new IP, which is fantastic, I think, as well. What else we got here? South Park, of course, is coming. That looks fantastic. I can't wait to play that. A ton of Elder Scrolls in VR and all this, that, and the other reveal. I'm not really interested in Elder Scrolls. What else we got here? Dawn Horizon has a Frozen Wild expansion pack. I haven't played Dawn Horizon. My friend will borrow me that at some point, and I'll do a playthrough of that as well. What else? FIFA 18. I'm surprised I've left FIFA 18 down this list, but I don't think I'm going down the list tonight. FIFA 18, not a lot of it is being spoken about, not a lot of specs, whether it's like, oh, the goalkeeper's going to be this, like I said a few years ago, or the AI is this, or that, or better, or whatever. It did look fantastic. You know, the trailer of Ronaldo replacing Messi on the front cover of FIFA 18. You know, they was talking about that, but whatever, it's the trailer looked really awesome. I'm going to play it anyway, day one. I will be paying £50. Hell, I'll even pre-order it. That is how much of a fanboy I am of it. So, you know, that's FIFA for you. That, again, not a lot of information is coming out there. But, the Journey Season 2 will be out. So they're continuing with Alex Hunter's story. I thought it might be a different character, but I'm kind of glad they went down that route with the same character. So I'll be doing a playthrough of that as well. What else we got? A Way Out does look very interesting, an interesting dynamic. Two people, and you need to help each other with couch co-op, I call it, with your friends sitting there to help, sitting beside you, you know, like the old days, and you have to help each other climb walls and stuff like that, like a partnership in order to, you know, and you have each different role to play. In order to help someone gets, I don't know, the key, and one knocks out the guard or whatever, and you need the other person to help you achieve the goal. I'm not too sure if this is just 100% co-op or what. I don't know, but apparently it's very story driven, and to a point, you've also become very attached to your character, whoever you are. You know, and I found that kind of funny. My friend already told me, but he wants to be a certain character, and I'm like, well, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I don't know if I'll be able to do a playthrough of that if it's co-op, because my friend lives very far away to do that. I don't know. What else we got? We've got a ton of racing games, Need for Speed, Payback. The gameplay trailer did look good. And the cinematic looked like Fast and Furious, but again, I'm not really a racing car person. The Crew is out. You got Forza Motorsport. Man, there's a ton of games here. So I'm just going through this list. Yakuza, Madden, and I think just Madden, or is it the basketball game? I don't know. But they were talking about stories for those games as well. They have also come out, so they're going to be included in story mode now in those actually games. And we was actually speaking, me and my friend, about this whole argument of, oh, if you don't do one, like if you stick to multiplayer only, you actually get a better experience, or they're more focused on the multiplayer, you'll get a better, you know, experience on the game overall if they avoid story, because they're not working on it. I disagree. I'm still paying the same amount of money. I'm getting less for what I'm paying in itself, so I disagree with that 100%. And you know, if that was the case, if you look at the Star Wars, the original game, I didn't pick up the original game because of the because there was no story mode. So in that respect, if you're into a multiplayer and I'm into story, and a company says, right, we're going to focus on multiplayer, you will buy the multiplayer, but they're going to lose my money. They're going to lose my money, because I won't be interested in it. I won't be able to do a playthrough of it, it won't really interest me as much, etc., etc. And I won't get no attachment to any of the characters, or even want to play the online. So you're losing money. However, if you have both story and you have multiplayer, then I'm going to pick it up and you'll play one and I'll play one of the other, or both, etc., etc., and that's how you do it. And if there is no need for story play or whatever, then why is, like I said, FIFA and 2K and all the rest of them wanting or added them in, you know what I mean? So there is a need for story player in all kinds of games, to be honest with you. Again, Middle Earth, Shadow of War don't really interest me. I didn't like the last game. It's just my opinion, so I probably won't be playing that. I'm trying to going through more of these games. A Last of Us apparently didn't make an appearance, nor did Death Stranding. Apparently Sony held back on their press conference as well. We just got a release date, by the way, of Knack. Will be out in September, Knack 2. So I might do a playthrough of Knack. I don't know. I might pick it up cheap and do a playthrough. It was fun when I played it on my other profile, but I never did a playthrough of it. And I thought maybe if I do Knack, the first one, and then get ready for Knack 2. I think the last game I want to speak about here specifically is Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the movies really pissed me off. They're boring in many ways. It's always ending the same. Mary Jane on a fucking web, and he saves the day. I kind of felt bored of those movies. And then I did watch a trailer for Homecoming. Don't like the name. I think Homecoming, the name sucks. And then I watched the trailer. It looked absolutely brilliant and funny and interesting. Again, like the writing was perfect, almost like Deadpool. The Deadpool writers got their hands on it and wrote some clever jokes and stuff like that. So it actually does look pretty good now. That's the movie. So when the game came out, which I never played any of the games, the game reveal looked quite interesting as well. Like a bit like, I mean, if I play Assassin's Creed, I can get along with this as well. So I'll be fine with that. There's webs, a few quick time events, an interesting story, as it were. So I'm definitely interested in doing a playthrough of Spider-Man as well. That was the last game they closed with, I believe. Yeah, it was Spider-Man, the official. I think that's about it. And I've spoken about quite a few games here. There are games that I definitely missed out because I'm not interested in, like I said, every single game. You know, like Minecraft, for example, it don't really interest me. And then, in retrospect, in conclusion, I have to say, the question is, you know, two questions fundamentally. Who won E3? That's the first question we have to look at here. Ubisoft pulled out the bag, even though they, for me, a lot of their stuff was quality. I just weren't I weren't interested in a lot, like that fucking snowboarding one and shit. You know what I mean? That didn't really interest me. It was a good quality game, but it don't interest me. You know what I mean? It's pretty much like a lot of things. Like, yeah, I respect a lot of games for what they are, like Skyrim or whatever, but it doesn't mean that I want to play them or can play them. I'll be on them forever. 2020, I'll be still on Skyrim. You know what I mean? I'm just, ugh. So, you know, Ubisoft did really well. They had a lot of games I wanted to play, like Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, South Park, and probably one or two others I want to play or would think about playing. For me, PS4 had a lot as well. Could have done a little bit better. In their press conference, it was just games, and that's fine. That's overall, that's brilliant. That's what we kind of wanted. No new hardware from PS4, which was unfortunate. I was kind of hoping they would surprise everyone and go, "Oh, we got a PS4 or PS5 even." You know what I mean? And said, "Oh, this launches in 2019." You know what I mean, or something crazy. Like we've got a year wait, and then like at the beginning of January 2019, we got a PS5 or something. Really, you know, up the ante and, you know, scare the shit out of Microsoft a little bit. Didn't really happen. That's unfortunate. For me, I got to be honest with you. I think Xbox won the E3 this year. That's just my opinion, and that's me speaking as a Sony fanboy. It hurts to say that, but it is a reality, I feel. But then again, I think the two things, majorly things that pushed them over the edge, was that new console, the Xbox One X, and the backwards compatibility of the original Xbox games, which personally, even if I had an Xbox One X sitting here, I'm only going to be playing the Halos, the Gears, and, you know, none of the original Xbox games because I haven't got any of them. They're all old now, and God knows, I mean, I know a lot of you might have stacked a load of collection. I personally don't really do that. I think, you know, I've got a few PS3 games in the drawer or something, or in the cupboard, but, you know, and I'll leave them there. But at the same time, I don't think anyone, or I don't know a lot of people who've got older games like that for the original Xbox. Why would you keep them if they're obsolete now or whatever? Or I don't know. But I know a lot of people do collect their games and probably got them in storage somewhere. So either way, I think that Xbox One pulled it out the bag this year and won overall. Let me know your thoughts about who won E3, at least in your opinion. And the second question I wanted to ask is, how the hell are we going to pay for all of these games? I have no friggin' idea. There is so many games to be coming out. I may have to result in selling blood. I don't know. I'm unsure. Either way, I'm going to pick my games slowly but surely. I know I'm still playing a backlog of games anyway on in my part, like the Gears series. I've got Halo still knocking out. Speaking of Halo, Halo 6 wasn't at E3 this year, but it will be next year because they're working on it now, and they're still working, and so they're missing a year, and then they're going to come out. So Halo will continue, obviously. So that's going to be very, very interesting. It's amazing. It's been so many years for Halo, and this is only their 6th game. I swear to God, Assassin's Creed has come out like fucking 10 games, you know what I mean, in like 8 years or something, I don't know, crazy amount of time. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of what your favourite game is, or what particular game you're looking forward to coming out, or what you're going to be buying, or what would you like to see me do a playthrough most of all these new games coming out. There's a fuck ton of them out there. Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All links will be in the description below. If you're interested in donating to my channel through my PayPal or Patreon, or PayPal might be better for you if you want a one-off payment or something like that to help support the channel. It goes on the new games that I'll be playing for you guys. Hopefully I'll be getting to newer games. Food reviews, unboxings of anime and stuff like that I'm trying to do, and various stuff like that. I might do a little vlog on the current updated situation on this particular place. I don't know. I know you guys probably feel like you've been in the dark for about 2 or 3 weeks, etc. I haven't done anything like an updated video in about a month to do with Patreon or something like that. So I might do a video on that just to give you an inkling, an insight into what's been going on. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.